my name is Delina, and today I would like to share with you our natural deodorant recipe. It's quick, it's easy, it's got 3 ingredients, and it takes less than 2 minutes to make.
We're going to start out by looking at what we need for this recipe. So here you can see we have baking soda. You'll need a 1/4 cup of baking soda, 1/4 cup of arrowroot powder, 6 to 8 tablespoons of coconut oil, a mixing bowl, a 1/4 cup measure, spatula, wooden spoon, sometimes I like to use a knife as well, and a tablespoon, and an assortment of jars for your finished product. I just like to keep old jars that are pretty and use those. Alright, and now we're going to begin the process of making up our deodorant. You're going to measure out a 1/4 cup of the baking soda. I like to measure out in a bowl because there's always little messes underneath. And in this recipe, you don't have to worry about being exact. I think the most important thing is that you have an equal amount of baking soda and an equal amount of arrowroot powder. And that's helpful. There you go, 1/4 cup of arrowroot powder. The baking soda and the coconut oil are the active ingredients in this recipe that inhibit the bacteria-causing odor, and the arrowroot powder acts as a thickening agent. Now, adding your coconut oil, the recipe says between 6 to 8 tablespoons, and you're going to find it different every time you make this deodorant. For instance, when I make it in the winter and my kitchen's cold and my coconut oil is really hard and firm, I find it just behaves differently, and I'll often mix this mixture with my hand, and my hand will warm it up and get everything all goopy and easy to mix. Today I'm making it on a hot July day, and my coconut oil is really soft, so I'm just scooping it out, 6 tablespoons, just eyeballing it here, and that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to add that in, and then I'm going to start mixing it and see what it feels like. So you're going for consistency here. And I also know it is a very warm day, so I know that this is going to thicken a little bit more once it cools down here in the cabin. So give it a good little mix, and once you've got it all incorporated, you'll get to see what consistency you've got going. There you go. Now I found mine quite runny, and a lot of that has to do with the heat of the day, but I've decided to thicken it just a little bit more, so I'm just adding the equal parts, equal amounts of baking soda and arrowroot powder. That'll thicken it up. I don't want it too thick because once this cools and thickens, it might be too thick. And you know, there's no way to ruin this recipe. Even if you kept it really thin and runny or had it too thick where it was just really hard, it would be just fine. You could use it either way. I just find that if it's a thicker consistency, it's easier for me to handle. Once you got your desired consistency, you're going to put it in your jars. I always put out more jars than I need because it's really annoying when you make something and realize, oh my gosh, I don't have enough jars, and now you've got to go running for jars in the middle of a recipe. Meanwhile, it's setting. So this looks really runny right now, but as it sets and cools off just a little bit, it will harden up just a bit more. Right now it's nice and runny and it's easy to handle. Tap that down. These make excellent stocking stuffers or gift baskets. You know, you can put a variety of natural homemade ingredients or homemade products in a little basket and be really pretty. So you're going to wipe that down, but there you go. It's the finished product. And what I like to do is once all my jars are filled, put the lid on, and then I go and wash all the jars with hot soapy water to get any grease or oil off of there. And then I put my little label on. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that you will try making this natural homemade deodorant that really works. Please subscribe for more videos by Cabin Organic.